If Man United don't make Champions League this season, I'm sorry, his job's on the line.
Football, culture, movement.
Brighton again. Come to Old Trafford. 3-1, bruv.
Look,
That is not a pretty sight, man.
At home.
bro.
And consider Brighton as well made changes to their team as well. Adingra coming in. Saw some changes to their defence as well. But, hold on, brother. Talk to me.
Look, where can we start, bro? Where can we start? When you're looking at the game against Brighton, it's a representation of everything that's been going on this season. I'm being dead serious now, yeah? I'm being 100% serious. There's an easy chance that Man United could have had 0 points this season. Nottingham Forest came to Old Trafford, scored 2 goals, went 2-0 up. Okay, United did a nice comeback. Wolves should have walked away there with 3 points, absolutely. Yeah. Spurs beat us. Arsenal beat us. And Brighton. Manchester United have been absolutely a joke this season, bro. An absolute joke. And it's not just started, yeah? It's not just started from this. We had one of the most dreadful pre-seasons as well. What's going on at Man United? People think it's just like, oh, get the players back from injury and it's just going to turn. Get who back from injury? Luke Shaw. You get him back from injury. Luke Shaw. Get Mason Mount. It's these type of things. Is it going to transform the team? Yeah. I don't know, because I'm seeing so many patterns to suggest otherwise, bro. You look at Man United at the moment, and this is the thing. People are going to be like, oh, don't get onto the manager, da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. But on the manager side of things, we're a year in. I still don't know what Manchester United are trying to do on the pitch. Yeah. I still don't know. And look, everyone, let's just be 100% honest. All Man United fans, let's be honest. When Ten Hag came in, we thought we're gonna get passing football. We thought we're gonna get technical ballers all over the pitch. What am I seeing here? He turns around and he says, I'm trying to make us the best transition team or whatever. Last season, we gave the benefit of the doubt because World Cup year, a lot of football, contextually, the Ronaldo situation, all this type of stuff. So we're just like, all right, it became a results game. But this season, what's the excuse? I'm seeing Ange over there transform the club. I'm seeing De Zerbi come in and make Brighton a serious... They can be potentially pushing for the Champions League. It's too long now into this cycle for me to be watching Manchester United and not know what's going on the pitch, bro. I don't know what we're trying to do. Are we trying to be a possession team? Are we trying to be a transition team? Are we trying to be fast and furious? I don't really know what we're trying to do. And if you go back to Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, immediately, 16-17, immediately. Remember, everyone started pulling up hamstring, because he's like, we're going to press relentlessly. Is that what Manchester United are trying to do? I don't think so, bro. I don't know what he's trying to do out here at all on the pitch. And that's my concern. My concern this season, my thoughts this season was, I don't think we're going to win the title. I don't even think we're going to compete for the title. Yeah. But I was like, okay, top 4 and identity. I'm seeing no identity. And on top of that, I'm seeing no results. Yeah. So let's keep it 100. The manager's under pressure. I'm sorry to say, people.
Was he not under pressure coming into the season, though? Because last year you'd finished third. You got the domestic trophy. No matter what, you've almost got to press on after the money you've kind of spent. But then you look at how the other rivals are strengthening. Yeah. And you really say you would have pressed on prior coming into the season. But then I just feel like he's almost stuck in a rock and a hard place this year, that no matter what, he's going to be crucified.
Why?
Because if he finishes third now again, gets a domestic trophy, it's not progress on last year.
No, but it's about what you're seeing on the pitch. And it's about what you're seeing on the pitch.
That's where I agree. And then you kind of have to look at, I'll be honest with you, the signings he's made within that time as well, because I feel like those have reflected his system.
Who?
The Anthony, the Mount.
You want to be the best transition team in the world, he said, but you sign Anthony.
And this is
is Anthony transition?
It doesn't make sense. So at that point, do you have to look at it though as a club? Because you see with Jurgen Klopp, you use him as an example, but Jurgen Klopp, when he came in, okay, he wanted Götze, okay, he wanted Royce or Shirley, whoever it was, but they said to him, no. We'll give you, Sporting Director said, we'll give you Mo Salah, we'll give you Mane. That's what you work with. Is that where he needs that kind of help? Because you've always said, it's the hierarchy thing. So the thing I've noticed, this all of a shift now is like attention on Ten Hag, and I understand the style of play. But you said there, you've got injuries in your team. Yeah, you can say Varane is a part of it. Luke Shaw is a part of it, bro. Like, you have to acknowledge these players.
Okay, I agree with you in terms of the hierarchy, 100%. But a lot of the times, you know, the hierarchy is a massive issue.
Yeah.
It is a massive issue. When I saw this window, I was on AFTV in Turkey. I said, listen, after that window especially, I'm not optimistic going into this season. Absolutely not, right? So I fully agree with that side of things. But there's some things that you can control as a manager, and that's on the pitch. I will never ever say the board are amazing for him and the Richard Arnolds and the John Murtos, all that type of stuff. Absolutely not. But what you can actually control is on the pitch, is how your players go out there. Why is it every single time in the second half we come out as if he wasn't even speaking English in there, bro? We come out like clueless, like what's going on? Do you know what I mean? We don't know what to do. The way we shape, the way we set up, that's down to the manager, bro. And that's my part where we can have a whole eulogy, we can have a whole discussion about the board. But I'm solely talking about on the pitch. I wanted to see identity. I want to see progress in that respect. Third for me again, but the style of play is implemented. By the way, a lot of people think style of play, anytime you say that, means it has to be like Brighton and then Pep. It's not that. It's about what do you want to do and how are you guys going to execute it. And what I'm seeing is we're in the middle. We don't really know what we want to do. And that's reflecting on the pitch. A lot of these players are hiders, by the way. A lot of these players, they're going to throw this manager under the bus like they do all the time. They're going to use the Sanchos and all this type of stuff as an excuse. They do this all the time. And eventually you're going to see, the players are downing tools. They must not be happy. It's always going to happen, right? It's always
cycle. So my thing is we can't really get into like how do you solve Manchester United, because it's a whole mess. You mentioned last season how ultimately you understood and you could tolerate the football because of everything that happened.
Yes.
And of course you had Rashford having an amazing season and everything. He's now one of the characters that people are now...
Rashford saved his ass last season. Let me tell you that. Without Rashford last season, the way we were setting up, the way we were getting results was by playing on the counter and just catering to Rashford's goals. This season now, Rashford has not started this season well. And one thing we see about Marcus Rashford is one season he's like this, next season he's like that, next season he's never given us a base level of consistency. But if he drops form now, I'm telling you, Ten Hag's job rides on Marcus Rashford's form, bro. And if his form continues like this...
So wait...
So this is where I wanted to go.
So United fans are actually looking at it like Ten Hag has to go at some point this year. Because in my eyes, I look at the Arsenal situation. Okay.
Not me.
Okay. So you're happy to ride with Ten Hag no matter what happens this season?
What happens this way? That's an exaggeration.
You see?
No. Well, hold on.
Okay. Let's clarify some parameters.
Because for me, this is where it gets interesting. Last year, you tolerate that football. This year, you want better football.
Yes.
There's more at stake here. You have Champions League as well.
Yep.
So we're gonna see this on a bigger scale now. Like, what happens if this season is not anywhere near what last season was? Because already the leading pack is starting to move away.
If it depends what you're talking about. If Man United don't make Champions League this season, I'm sorry, his job's on the line, mate. Like, let's get realistic. But you man are talking about end of the season. I'm worried if Ten Hag's gonna make it to January, and I'm being dead serious right now. I'm worried if Ten Hag's going to make it to January. Champions League.
Yeah, I could tell.
Away at Galatasaray.
You're nervous about that.
Away at Galatasaray.
Welcome to hell.
Away at Bayern Munich. I'm worried, bro, because the pack's already moving. You're already seeing Arsenal. Yeah, okay, we'll get into Arsenal. Their performance ain't too great, but Arsenal doing their thing. Liverpool are like, hold on, did you man forget about us? Man City and Ange is doing what Ange is doing. Do you know what Spurs are doing? What Ange and Spurs are doing? They're making Ten Hag look bad. They're making Ten Hag because everyone's looking at it. But they're looking at it. Everyone's looking at it and like, how can Ange do this in 4 or 5 games and Man United can't play like this over a year? So there's teams that are already moving and Man United are falling away. We've lost 3 games in our first 5.
Yeah.
We lost 9 all last season. You think?
Here's the thing.
Hold on.
I just feel like I feel like that's the dangerous thing though. Is you lot are using the barometer of the Eddie Howe's at Newcastle, the Zerbi, Spurs at Ange. I understand maybe that was a bit chaotic, the scene he'd come into, but this is Manchester United we're talking. I hate to say that line, but Bro, you know fixing that was never going to be a one-season job. It was never going to be an 18-month job. And I understand there might be moments, difficult moments like this early on, but last season you had early moments, difficulty early on. Now it's okay, I get it. You get the big home defeat, maybe a Champions League, you get a defeat. These are the kind of pressure moments I feel like you almost have to back your manager to the hill, because otherwise you're going to end up in that same vicious circle that you were talking about, where it's the 5th manager now and you're talking about players down in tool. Now the new one comes in and you're talking about structure issues. You're talking about the Shaws, the Wan-Bissakas, the Rashfords all over again. You need to stick with, in my eyes, I feel like United have to stick with this guy. But as you said, his job this season has to be that you have to imprint your identity on this team. So
you're talking about identity, yeah? Listen, my club's going through their own troubles, yeah? But I feel like with every situation, you need a foundation. And I think the hard thing for probably United is that there's no style of play. We're ridiculously bad on the road.
Oh my.
We don't look good on the eye. The talent ID is despicable. There's not many things that are signs of encouragement. Typically, your signs of encouragement are this youth player's popping out. Last season, it was homegrown talent, Marcus Rashford. He's saving us. You can't even have the youth popping out. They're turning on Hannibal. They're like, why are you celebrating? There's so many things that would usually be your pillars of foundation that are not there, and it's like, which one can he turn around quickest?
Hey, look.
Style of play is difficult to turn around mid-season. We know that. So I don't think your style of football is going to change dramatically.
Then are you coaching out here, bro? Are you coaching? Because you guys see me tweet all the time.
Coach, please.
Whoever the manager, coach, please. Now I gotta look inward. Now I gotta look within. Can my manager coach? Because no, honestly though, because look. My thing, the reason why, do you know why I don't feel sorry for Ten Hag yet? Like, by the way, I don't want him out right now. I'm going to see how the season goes, of course. I don't want him out. Ideally, because I know the board and etc., the situation at the club is always crazy. How many teams have one right winger, he gets done for whatever. You have a next right winger, he gets done for it. Then you get the London right winger and he's moving mad as well. So all of a sudden we have no right wing. But I'm not even concerned. It's not even that. The reason why I don't really feel sorry for him is because of the men that he's put as his trusted men to lead this team forward. Yeah.
Who are they?
People like Wan-Bissaka, not good enough. Bruno, not good enough, bro. People are going to turn around and say, oh, how are you saying this? I'm tired of seeing every single week, yeah, Man United playing fodder or whoever, or Bruno playing for Portugal, and people saying, I just don't get, how can he not be world class? Because 9 times out of 10 when he's on the pitch, there's always a better midfielder than him. That's why he's not world class.
Yeah.
People like Rashford, we have seen this season, cool. Last season, nice, you did your thing, you ascended, whatever. But we have seen that with people like Bruno, with people like Rashford, with people like Wan-Bissakas, as your trusted men, there's a cap on how good your team are going to be. You're going to finish around 4th. If they're going to be your best players, you are in trouble. Let me just tell you that for free.
Are those two
not
out
just
of
them three.
Yeah.
They're not saying
Luke Shaw's,
yeah.
Giving Luke Shaw's always lets Man United down eventually. Man United fans will sit here and say, oh, Luke Shaw's world class. If we have all these world-class players, why are we here, bro?
Yeah.
If all our players are so world-class, why are we here?
That's where I'll say you have blood in your hands.
Gassing up these players.
Yeah, if you're going to say these are my soldiers and these are ones you're going to ride with, they're also going to be the ones you die with when the time comes.
100%. But
so
do you know what happens?
It's a double-edged sword.
People put them on the pedestal, and when it's time to criticize them on the pedestal that they have been put at, they then say, oh, why, bro? Look at everybody else, but
Here's the thing, though.
That's the problem.
Well, let me ask you though. Yeah, you say you don't feel sorry for Ten Hag? You look at the situation last year, walking in the Cristiano situation.
Yeah.
Now he's had the Anthony Sancho situation. Every couple of months or weeks this season, you've put out more statements than you've had points. Or wins, sorry, shall I say. Like, it just feels like he's constantly dealing with something. Is there not a bit of, and that's where I was saying that it's Manchester United, bro.
Do you know what I'd say to that,
just not a normal club. So I feel like it's like, you know what I mean in that aspect. So it's almost like Hollywood FC, if you like. But do you not feel sorry for him in that aspect, at least?
Do you know what's so tech about that? Yeah, you're right. But I just think United make situations worse for themselves. Like, every club has to deal with something. So don't get me wrong, some of the stuff they've dealt with is insane. That's like
because those are all things out of his control as well. It's like,
but again, going back to what is in his control, has he done the best job that he can do? And again, the foundations. If we're talking about playing identity, recruitment, just personnel changes and everything on the road, has he done the best that he can do? There's question marks on it. Last year we spoke an ample amount of time and said, how can a Man United team not control a game of football?
Yeah, it's all the times the same thing. There's not surprised that Brighton beat Man United. Brighton,
No one was surprised.
Brighton, you can have 10 men out. Do you know Brighton's base of technical ability is better than Manchester United? Brighton are a better team than Man United. The only difference with Manchester United and Brighton is Man United have a bit more match-winning ability. You had like last seasons like Rashfords and Bruno's. They can win you a game.
Yeah.
But overall, their basis is not as good as Brighton. Brighton are a more cohesive team than Manchester United. It's just a damn fact.